Hello, I'm Chris Litchfield, the Sales Director at Theorem Solutions. I'm joined today with Ryan Dugmore, our Consultancy Director, and we're going to go through what's new in Theorem-XR Part 2.
And you know what they say? Never make a sequel and never meet your heroes, and you're doing both.
And never work with children or pets. So moving straight in, we're looking at the first topic on the agenda is ARR. So remote renderings always follows up any questions we get involved in. So what's new in ARR?
Yeah, I think as we touched on last time, there's been a lot of change with the use of Microsoft HoloLens in getting big data in. So we did a lot of work in the previous release for getting all of our experiences ready and getting them in working on the device. Since then, we've been working on collaborative work. So being able to use it cross-device. So one user in a HoloLens 2, one user in a VR, one in a desktop, all being able to see the same large data. So the major point of release at this release is being able to use ARR collaboratively across our applications.
Okay, that's. Is there any limitation on? I know with our general collaboration licensing, we can have 30 odd people in a session on mixed device. Obviously, with ARR, they'll be on HoloLens. But is there a limit on how many?
There's not a limit per se. Obviously, with the remote rendering data, you can render high volumes of data. So if you've got huge amounts of data that may break another device, that's a consideration that you need to make. You know, if you're remote rendering on one device, but you're rendering locally in a VR device, then you've got to factor that into the cross collaboration that you're using. But the number of users is not limited.
Okay, that's good. The other thing, from the sales perspective, we're getting more and more involved with large big data inquiries, and is there anything new that's going to help me give a positive answer to those questions?
Well, as you say, the more customers we get involved with, the move we're seeing is architecture-based data. You know, we're getting users of Revit, Navisworks coming to us and saying, we've got a huge factory, we've got an empty building that's been part built, we want to visualize the design over the top. So using ARR, we can take this data, stream it down and view it in context in location. So at this release, we've improved our support for Revit, Navisworks, IFC. So being able to sit inside Revit or Navisworks and push straight to our pipeline and straight up to ARR for usage, so you can gain access to those assets.
Okay. All right. Well, another part of that, so you know, there's the big data, but also there is the subsystem or the work cell, and taking it to site and just review it in context. And we've had, I think it's, you know, IT issues when you're going from your site to a customer's site, and being able to use a device on site. Have we got anything that can help in that?
Yeah, so as you say, obviously an optimum usage of a device is to have it connected to the server. So if you upload new data, you can drag models down. Similarly, collaborative work, obviously if you're going to work in collaboration, you need to all be connected to the same server to be able to share information. But as you rightly say, there are use cases where people want to take data to a location that doesn't have network access. So at this release, we've included what we've termed offline licensing, but you know, could be license borrowing or however you're calling it. But essentially, you've got a number of device licenses on your server. And what we've enabled users to do now is to take one of those licenses, cache it to a device in VR or MR or AR, and take it off-site. So, you know, I can have this checked out for a week, and I can go to a site that doesn't have Wi-Fi access, and I can visualize a work cell or whatever data that you have in context. So, yeah, it's sort of bridging the gap to network access where you don't have it.
So, looking through the release notes, you know, some of it made sense to me and some of it didn't. There's quite a long list there. So there was a lot of updates on TVP, the Theorem Visualization Pipeline. Is there any highlights in there or sort of big stepping stones that you'd kind of like to draw attention to?
Well, as you say, there's quite a lot of work goes into our pipeline to obviously prepare optimized data for the use cases. And we do a lot of things that are on our roadmap that we're choosing to do. We do a lot of things for customers that we requested. And as you say, they're all in the release notes for review, but not necessarily all of them will mean a lot to everyone. I think really we've been working on the usability of the pipeline as we put more features in for ARR, for various other things that we're doing. Obviously, we need placeholders for it on the server. We need access, we need menus, we need support for the different features. So it's really improving the user experience is what we've tried to achieve for this release. It's improving the menus. We've included a search bar. So again, that wasn't available previously, so we can come in and we can search for a feature. So if you don't know where you're looking, you don't know the menu structure, but you know what feature you're looking for, you can use the search capability. And we've done quite a bit of work on projects. So again, as more users work with the data, when you access it from a device, you can view it in a project. But again, some users were seeing that they're getting more and more and more projects, so we need a way of managing the projects. So we've improved that. So as I say, they're minor features, but they're features that are aimed at improving the user experience for our customers. So,
well, yeah, that's interesting because on the project especially, that's one I get. When customers move from 4 or 5 licenses to 20 or 30 licenses, and they start to actually use this tool in anger, that's always the one that crops up. Is we've got so many assets, how do we divide them into projects? So I'll be pleased to pass that on. And
we've still got more things to do. There's no two ways about it. We can still improve the pipeline, and we're working on it on our roadmap. But at this release, there are some enhancements that have gone in to aid that.
Okay, that's good. Just as a general thing, whenever you have a look at any of the webinars, look on the website, if you see something you think, oh, that would be a good enhancement, I wish they had that, we've got a tool that we struggle with, but that's not part of that, the product. And also to our customers, please keep in touch. Our roadmap is built around requirements and requests. So, if we don't get the request, we can dream up our own roadmap. We'd rather be doing the roadmap for you guys. So thank you very much. Thanks, Ryan. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.